Hello everyone. Today I would like to go through a few things with you about our hands, wrists and ankles and feet, because in most of the asanas that we use our feet and hands, they're all always involved in some way, and often we got very tense toes because of the shoes we wear, and maybe very sore wrists because our wrists are quite weak. So all the pressure we put on our arms can end up giving us sore ache on the wrists and the ankles and the feet mostly. Sometimes you find this. So you need to train your joints and you need to train the bones on the hands and the feet. So I'm going to try to go through a few exercises that can help you with this. But before that, just get comfortable on the floor, because when we're sitting down a long time, you always get sore. Remember, you can support your body with extra cushions under the legs if this is too difficult. If you start getting pins and needles, take the legs out and then get your legs up and down. Before all that, let's take a little breath breathing exercise to set up the class, even if it's just a very technical class. I'd like you to concentrate on your breath. So here we go. Sitting upright. Relax the shoulders. Take your third eye focus between the eyebrows. Take a deep breath in and out. Settle into your seat bones. Find your core muscles in the lower part of the stomach. Expand the chest and your breath as much as possible. And exhale. Squeezing your belly, squeezing your lungs, relaxing the top of the head. Up. Shoulders are down, you're engaging your core muscles to stay upright. And one more time, just doing deep breath and taking your thoughts into your body and focusing how you're feeling. Set your intention for what you're about to learn. And just keep breathing and do your best. If you need to stop in between exercises and have a little break. And exhale. And open your eyes. Good. So now I'm going to start with one foot on top of the other leg like this. So if this is hard, as I said, you can straighten the leg out. Okay. But I'm going to just do it this way. Then you get the fingers through your toes. I know I've got very big feet and very flexible feet, if you can see. I'm going to get my right hand into my left foot, just to go in between the toes. It doesn't matter if you can't put it through. Sometimes the little toe is really difficult to separate. Okay, so I'm just gonna relax first to relax the foot, and then you just can start rotating the ball of the foot. So you're just gonna squeeze on the arch of your foot with the right hand, and then the other hand is just rolling through the ball of the foot, and then we can go opposite direction. This could feel really nice, like reflexology, and then you can go pull the toes down, hold the stretch, and push the other way, and always breathing and pull, and push, and pull, and push. Let's do it one more time. Really go as far as you can so you're feeling the stretch, and push. And then we're going to squeeze the feet with our fingers, squeeze, and then open the fingers out. So you're getting the go, squeeze tight, and then stretch out. So you're getting more and more in between the toes with your fingers. And you squeeze, 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 and stretch. And we squeeze and we stretch. You might feel really cramping happening at this stage because you're pushing your feet in a position that you're not used to. If cramps happen, you just gotta stop and don't do anymore, just until the cramp passes. It usually goes very quickly as it comes. Okay, one more time, stretch. Then you're just gonna pull the toes. So do you see how I'm pulling my hand up? Then you can just drag your fingers through, then pull the big toe and the other one, another one. You might even get cracking. And do one more time, go on the tippy toes and pull. This quite feels nice there. Good, then you can just go onto the ankle here. So this is the stretch of the ankle, but you can actually understand, you can do it, you do this in yoga a lot. So you push the heel down, yeah, and then you point the toe. So this feels different and this feels different. So push the heel down, just the heel. So when I say sometimes straighten the heel on the floor, most of the time people kind of try to push through the knee all the time, but this ankle joint is independent from your knee joint, so it can go point and it can go flex. Good. But then when you flex here, you push the heel, you feel the lower leg, and then it can, if you straighten the knee, you can feel the upper leg. Okay, so try it from here also, so you feel different muscles pointing and flexing. So it's important you understand why we insist on point, and flex, and because we know different muscles gonna activate here. Okay, and then relax it back down again. Now this time you can circle it around. This feels good, so you can try to straighten out and then go opposite direction. And if you want to do harder work, you can always go here, because then you're going to feel your core more, and you're also getting to squeeze your internal muscles here, so it's going to help your digestive system. So if you want to do it here, one more time. And you'll feel your ankle really working there. Now I'm going to go the other side. Let me check the time, because we always have to be on time, remember. So we are going to go, there we go, other side. So I'm going to show again. I open my fingers, I go little finger and little toe and so on. There you go. Then you can just start going to rotations. So if you hold the foot in the place, then you're really moving the ball of the foot in the front of the feet here, and the other way around. You can do this sitting in the chair also, if this is so comfortable with you, but sitting on the floor is really good for your hips, so try to do it on the floor. Then you can go forwards and pull down, push forwards, and we pull down, we push forwards, we pull down, we push forwards. Good. Now you're going to squeeze the toes and stretch. Squeeze and squeeze tight with your fingers, and then stretch and squeeze tight, and we stretch, squeeze tight, and we stretch and we squeeze tight. One more time, we stretch and we hold, squeeze. Then you're going to drag your feet, toes, and then you can go little toe and pull. That one went. They don't always go all the time, but they kind of feel the release after you stretch and crack the toes. And then we can go onto the leg, pointing and flexing. Again, if you want to keep the foot up, then you can feel more work. Okay, so it's going to be here, pointing and flexing. It can be here. You can hear my cracks, because it's the first thing in the morning for me at the moment. Then I'm going to go circle my foot, so you can also go here, or you can rest your foot. Let's do a little bit more breath. Relax the shoulders. If you're keeping the foot off the floor, try to stay upright, so your core is really activating for you also, and the other way around. Good, and then we relax and rest. As you can see, when we are running a yoga class, we don't have time to sit and do this, but these are important things. So just going to try to get onto the feet for you, so I can really come up easy. So I'm showing my feet, so you can see you're going to come up to sit here, which is very, very difficult for most of you. So you can separate your feet. Have the cushion ready and nearby, because you might need it. So you're going to go like that. So this is the ideal pose, but it's not easy. So you might have to go a bit like this if your heels are not finding the floor. And if it's too painful, you can use your arms as a support mechanism, so you can lean on it and you can walk forwards. If you got knee problems, you shouldn't do. Yeah, if it's hurting your knee, you shouldn't do this. So on the balls of my feet, I'm walking back. So I'm using my ankle joints here. Okay, so you can keep using the blocks, but if you eventually can do it without, it's great. You can use your arms to counterbalance. So I got my toes, balls of my foot, all the muscles on the bottom of my feet, and I got my Achilles working, my calf muscles are working, my core is working, my legs are working, everything is working. Then have a little break. And you can see it's also very kind of exhausting in the body, so keep the breath deep. So because my heels can't find the floor, so I'm going to show you the heel walk, which is very, very hard. So if you can't do this, there's no point forcing yourself. And then you can come back. Right. And all at the same time as getting the ankles work and the feet work, you're also getting everything else work on the upper legs also. Good. Just stay here, have a break. And then we come on to our knees. So I'm coming to the center of the screen. So you can go on the tippy toes, ball of the foot, little toes touching, big toes touching. You're separating your toes. And you're finding the ball of your foot here. So I'm going to push my body weight to the heel. Then I feel different. And I kind of sit up a bit more. Look how far different it is. So I feel the ball of the foot. Then I sit myself back. And I feel more on the heels of the feet. Okay, and then different muscles are engaging here. And then when I'm here, different muscles are engaging. Yeah? Notice this. Then we're going to try to lift the feet, knees off the floor. Again, you can go blocks. It's not a problem. So you can go down with the knees and up with the knees and down with the knees. Your legs are working, but we're focusing on the ankles and the feet. So you can do down, back. So when we're going to the downward facing dog, and then you can try to get the heels down. So we're trying to get the heels down, but often we don't get to it. So we're going to try to work to the ankles as well as the lower legs, yeah? And then we're going to go here, then go on the front of the feet. Then we sit down onto the feet. So now it feels like a release for you because you're in the other side. But try to sit onto your heels. So the front of your foot is stretching. So this is the ankle stretch. If my hips sitting on my heels, I'm putting my body weight really heavy on my heels here. Good. Just sit there and wait for it to happen. Breathing deep and out deep. You started to feel the ankle stretch. If it's too much, come up straight away. Now we're gonna go on here. Good. Just go onto the ball of the front of the feet and then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze down. And then we're just gonna go onto the balls of the feet, and then we come up and then down. So we're gonna do a few more of this. See, come down and then roll over, and then come back and roll back. This is when we're going to downward facing dog and upward facing dog. You're supposed to roll your feet over, right? And often we just step it, we don't roll it. So teach your feet to roll here. Then you can do it when you're doing the bigger exercises, but then you know how you can crash your toes, but they don't cause cramping in your feet. So I'm kind of going and rolling all the way. It's painful, that I know, but I am really working my best. Give it one more time. So maybe go here and sit. And then relax. Again, onto the heels, because when you're on the heels, you feel more on the front of the ankle and you're stretching the front of the foot as well. Because there are bones in your feet and you're actually trying to make them mobile because there's the ligaments in between the joints of the feet. And it's very difficult because they get very tight, and as you're wearing the shoes, they tighten even more. So in yoga, we're trying to expand them also, so that all the positions you get into full lotus, on all the positions we get into where we squeeze the feet, they start causing pain. So if you start doing this kind of stuff, even sitting on the floor whilst you're watching TV will help you, okay? Good. Then we're just gonna come and just gonna go onto the feet and open like this and come back in. So these are a few exercises you've got for the feet. Let's move on to the hands next. So often we put pressure onto the wrist. When we do this, we don't use the arm properly, and then maybe we got weak arm muscles and then we end up breaking on the wrist. So this is what it says. So if I show you here, so we break the wrist like that. So when you're pushing down, you'll go like this. So that's we call the breaking the wrist. We need to kind of go over and straighten, and the wrist is really working. But on the floor without the blocks, it's sometimes hard. So you need to get your wrist strong so you don't get pain on it so much. So what we got is the wrist here and the fingers. And the fingers affect the wrist joint like the toes affect the ankle joint, okay? So you're just gonna start with the fingers here, just separating and squeezing and separating and squeezing. You feel all the muscles on the radius here in the forearm. You got all the tensors. They're gonna attach to your hand muscles. So they are very important. When the fingers are active, your arms activate. And that sets the tone for your shoulders. And when you're doing the floor work and hands on the floor, it sets the tone for the wrists. And then if you get stronger and know how to activate hands, you will be stronger doing all the bigger movements. So now take the hands out, do the same thing, just go here, pull the belly in, sit upright. If you need to sit differently, you can. Squeeze and open and squeeze and open and squeeze and open. Good, here we go. And now take the hands up and do it here, squeeze and open. And if your arms are getting tired, you can bend, but you can keep squeezing the hands. Good. And one more time, and then relax. So you felt the wrists, even though it's only the hands are moving in and out. So you feel the fingers work, but your wrist affects, the fingers affect the wrist, okay? So doing these exercises is good for your fingers and the wrist together. So what we're gonna do is do the same thing, but get more active. So when the hands are here, and we can take them over, we're gonna keep squeezing the palms, okay? So watch where the palms are going. So palms face each other, I'm coming up, breathing in. And palms facing to the floor, breathing out, and then come down by myself, touch the palms facing up to the ceiling and facing each other and to the floor and back. So my shoulders are not elevating. Breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out, and breathe in, and breathe out. And let's reverse it also. So you go up, back of the hands on the ceiling, and palms face each other, and palms facing forwards, and facing each other. You see when you change here, with the palms facing down and then facing up, you feel the forearms differently. So your elbow joint is also working. So when I'm changing here, I'm moving my elbow joint. One more time. And then relax. Rest your wrist. You might be feeling a lot of pain. Maybe you didn't do all of it. It doesn't really matter. So when we come to the floor, so I'm going to use this again so I can show you closer up here. So when you get to the floor, so instead of going like this, you need to push down so you can feel the wrist joint really straighten up. So then you understand how to use the elbow joint here and what happens with the shoulder. So often we get tight hands, so we can't push the index finger down enough. So if you push your thumb and the index finger down, then everything changes. You take the pressure off the bone here, so you can use the whole of the joint and the arm. And this is going to affect your positions in handstands especially, and all the positions where you do the chaturangas. If you push your index finger and thumb on the floor, you've changed the balance of the arm. So you're not just one-sided and pushing that way. So you can lock your elbow and pull the shoulder and still be here. So I'm pushing a lot of pressure on my arm now. And then relax, and the other side. So try the bad one, so where you're pushing on the corner of the wrist. Then try the index finger and the thumb pushing onto the floor. Good, and try the bad one again. So see what happens. Your palm pushes that way. This bone is kind of getting out of alignment. But if you push the thumb and the index finger, you feel stronger because your arm changes position, your shoulder blades activate more. And then push to the index finger and the thumb. I'm leaning on my arm a lot now to feel the wrist. And then come back and relax. And then rest. So that should have felt kind of different for you. So you just practice that when you're doing the chaturangas. Okay? Then you just get the hands together. You can cross leg if you want. So if I have my right thumb over my left thumb, my right hand is the dominant. So I'm gonna go just circle my wrists. Palms are squeezing, just circle. But lead with the right hand. This is the other thing that we don't notice when we practice the imbalances in the body. We lead with our stronger side all the time. Now change the thumb over, and then you go with the left hand. and then go, what happens? Yes, you feel different because you're leading the left arm. If you're right-handed, this might kind of put you off a bit, but you'll get used to it. Good. Then we're gonna do figure of eights, but I'm gonna change my wrist over again. So right thumb over, so go right, right, left, right, left, right, left. Keeping my wrists really close together. I'm going right and left. I'm not lifting my arms above my head because this is quite hard on my wrist already without even doing it with the weight. You can also hold the weight and do it with the weights. Then it's going to be harder. Change other way. Now this is always puts me off a bit, so you go left and right. And this kind of changes the things, but really weird for my left hand that you're leading. So push left, right. So left, right. Do you see how it changes everything? Breathe. If you're getting so tired, try to not tense your neck here, because sometimes you tense up here. Just relax the shoulders. Good. One more time. Breathing in and breathing out. And then we relax. Oh, shake the wrists. Yes, let them go. You must be feeling a bit tired now. So what I'm going to try to do now, just get the positions where we use the feet, so to get the hands a bit relaxing. So say half lotus, for instance. Let's take this away. So get the right, my left foot, but it will be all right if you're facing me. You're coming up and you're pushing it over the other side. So what happens here is your foot goes upside down. So this is one of the positions that most people can't do. So this knee shouldn't be hurting. So if you're really tight and you're only about coming here, it's not a problem. You can support your other leg here, yeah, like that. And then try to get the foot upside down, but it shouldn't hurt your ankle. So this is the challenge. And sometimes people find that the leg underneath also hurts a lot, okay? So this is it. We try to go the foot upside down. And then you push onto the bottom of your foot with the ball of the foot, especially press it down. What you will feel is the release on the knee. So I already feel, so when I do this, I feel my knee wants to go down, even though this is not the best side, right? But I've been sitting down for ages and now my leg is going down. Normally this doesn't go down so easily. So, and then slowly you can come. So you can make this leg a bit looser to be able to go onto the knee on the floor. Do you see what happens? So I can really take it down. If it's too difficult, you can try it like this. And then we're going the foot upside down. Again, intense stretch on the ankle, and sometimes it's unbearable. But if you just keep rubbing your foot and while pushing the knee down, you can feel the full position eventually will take place, and your hip is stretching obviously. Yeah. I'm gonna quickly do the other side because I don't want to run out of time with one side not done. So you can start here, but you still try to go the foot upside down. Or you can go here and support your knee, or you're going like me, and maybe take this foot away, then you can find this foot down, and you can feel the ankle stretch here. Good. So eventually you'll be going to full lotus, but you know, not all of us are that super flexible. It's not just the feet that hurt on this one, it's your hip also. So if you're getting tense, you're supporting your knee, your hip. But just focus on the foot and what it is, and is it feeling better after all the exercises we did? This is the main thing. So if you're feeling like, oh, this is much easier than before, which I am already feeling, see, I've got it, and normally this side doesn't go down, and this is already going down, because I actually warmed up the feet as well. So it's all helping me. Hopefully it's helping you too. Good, so we're gonna relax the legs, just shake them out. If you're getting pins and needles, and let's practice the things that we did with the fingers on the floor, so we put more pressure on the arm, so you understand what it felt. So you get the hands under the shoulders. I'm gonna try to do it like this so you can see my hands. If I push this forwards a bit more, there you go. So hands under the shoulders, you're going to tuck the elbows then and press your index finger and thumb on the floor, and just relax the neck. Put pressure on it. Now, if you're doing the right thing, all fingers are active, yeah? All fingers are kind of little movement, but you've got to make sure you're trying to get the index finger to reach the floor and the thumb the same. And some people can't stretch the thumb, they go like this. you're trying to. And when you do that, look how different it feels on the arms and the shoulders. Now if you want a little bit more challenge, keep your knees off the floor and then you're holding here. And then use your fingers again. Shoulders back. Belly brace. If it's too difficult, bring your knees down and have a little break. Or you just stay here a couple more seconds and then you can relax. How did it feel? Stretch the arms, stretch the spine back. Now I'm going to just try to get a little bit more challenging first. So if you go to Chaturanga, but I'm just going to stay on the floor, tucking elbows in, pushing my body forwards, and I'm going to find my index finger and thumb and come down, 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 and relax my chest here. So just keep your chin on the floor and try to push your index finger and thumb on the floor, okay? So you're going to find the shoulders back. Now push onto the index finger and the thumb and then lift your chest. And then come forwards. So how did it feel? Did it feel different? Did you feel stronger? It's such a little thing, but it makes a huge difference, especially if you're trying to get advanced positions out of the way. So shoulders back in here. You're going to go on the upward facing dog or baby cobra. So press onto the index finger and thumb and then lift up. But just press onto the index finger and thumb. Yes, and then come back and sit on the child's pose. We're going to do this one more time. Come on with your hands. Keep your legs together, index fingers and thumbs. And we go down, chest down, chin down, shoulders back, index finger and thumb, hips forward, shoulders backwards. And then push your index finger and thumb and then come back. One more time, let's go. So breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, and breathe out. It's hard, isn't it? Because everything gets a bit more harder there. Good. And then sit here and relax your wrist because it's hard to just suddenly start doing different things what you weren't doing before. So I'm going to get a good stretch for you here with the palms turning forwards. So you can just sit back towards the hips and stretch the forearms and your wrists. Again, we've tried to stretch the thumb out here, which is very, very difficult. I manage, but I'm moving side to side to be able to manage this. Now, if you want more work, go onto the balls of your feet, and there you are. So you got more arm stretch, haven't you? So, and also you're on the feet, and your feet are working again. Breathe in, breathe out, and then come up. So now I came onto my ankles. Do you see what I did? So after all that warm up, look how much easier this is. I come straight up, and I'm managing to hold on. This is not easy even for me without warming up, but my feet are so warm, my hips are open, and I feel in the zone because my muscles on the core is also activated by being on the floor. I kind of prepared for this. So if it's not happening, you're holding on to the floor, or you hold on to your yoga blocks on the sides like this, then you can start getting here. And bring the feet forward, knees forwards, and knees out, knees down, knees up, knees forwards, knees out, knees down, knees up one more time. There you go. So see what you can do. Right? Still the ball of the foot and the heel of the foot, and I'm aware of them. Now you're going to come down and relax. Good. Shake your legs. Let's finish with a tiny little meditation. So what I'm going to do is sit cross-legged. You can lie down if you're so tired now and you're getting pins and needles. I want you to think about the bandhas of the body. So we just think of the Mula Bandha here. And you got the chakras, yes, and then you got the chakras of the lower part of the stomach, and you got the solar plexus, your heart chakra, your throat, your third eye, and you got the Sahasrara, all of the aura of the body here. So just think about these places and where your muscles are, what they represent. So your lower part of the stomach is all where the lower part of the body organs you use encasing inside of the stomach here. So when you're squeezing on the stomach, you're feeling those organs stimulated. Same with the organs here where your foot goes, and when you're squeezing the six pack, you feel the solar plexus coming down, and your energy, where you're gonna burn down the energy, break it down, and digest. So there's different parts, and your heart is giving you your circulation of the blood, which is oxygen. So that's what it represents. Your throat is your expression. So your all the sound and what you are, who you are, is what comes out of your throat. So that's the chakra in the throat. Vishuddha chakra. This is what it represents, and the third eye is your mental focus, and then your sahasrara is your aura. Okay. If you just think about these things, and I'm just going to guide you through the meditation. And I just come through it very, very quickly. So if you want to go back, that's it. And read about it. You can always find more information online. But just sit upright. I'm going to chant Om, and my eyes are closed. Silently think about your body. Think about your lower organs inside the pelvic girdle. You know, the muscles squeezing these organs. Every time you're breathing, they become noticed and oxygenized because you're using the muscles down there. Thinking about them, it's stomach muscles, all the organs inside the abdomen, your intestine, your pancreas, your stomach, where your food goes. And when you squeeze your belly here, you're stimulating all these organs. When you come to the chest, your anahata chakra, you're where the heart is. You're pumping the blood around the body. And the oxygen and carbon dioxide. So you're constantly detoxing the body by just breathing in and out. And feeding the body at the same time. And then your throat chakra. So if you just do the ujjayi sound here as the throat is squeezing, you're stimulating and relaxing and getting all the blood around the vocal cords, so you can actually use your voice without getting tired. And your third eye, mental focus. If you touch your finger on between the eyebrows and pressure, and then take it away. And just stop flickering the eyes. Now think of the whole body in a unison. All of the chakras, all of the parts working together all the time to keep us alive. Taking from the base of our spine to the top of the head. You're upright and you're breathing, and all is working together. Just think about your breath and how important it is, and how important it is to notice all we have in our bodies. When you hear the gong, start chanting Om. After 3 gong, you're going to take a deep breath in. Three times chanting. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let the sound penetrate Now open your eyes. Bring your hands together. Hopefully you can see the colors more clearly now. Namaste everybody.